and I'll share with you the products that I used to make these cards. So I used a couple of my new Gorgeous Girl stamps. This one is Ladybird, and again I picked these up at Your Scrapbook Supply. So I made a 6x6 card, and for the base I wanted it, a lot of times when I make my cards I use a really thick card base. I don't use just the standard cardstock because I put so much dimension on to my cards. I really like it to have a really sturdy base. So sometimes I'll use the Michael's Craft cardstock, which is pretty thick than the average cardstock, or sometimes I'll use a really thin chipboard. So for this one, you can see here I use the really thin chipboard, and I like it because it's not too thick and it's not too thin. So that's what I used. And then the paper collection, the ones I'm going to share with you are from the older Prima collection, and I love these collections because the colors are very bright. And this one is Melody. Just really pretty papers. So I use that for my paper, and then I layered some lace here. I use my Spellbinders die, and you'll notice in the back I just layered it. I actually took the largest one and I just cut it in half, and you can see the separation on the top here. I just wanted to give it some shadow on the side, and I like how it turned out. And then I just layered some flowers, and then I added a bow. This is using the Tim Holtz Distress, the one I did a video on, this one, the Distress marker spritzer. And I used my Copic markers. So the colors that I used, let's see here, I used W1, W3, and C9 to get that effect on the card, if you can see that. And then the inside is just simple. Just added the design paper. And then I stamped the sentiment Simply Gorgeous from one of the stamps. And then I just randomly added some pearls. I like to do that to my cards or my projects. So that's that card. The other card I made is an easel card, and I was inspired by Rina to take out my large Nestability dies to create an easel card. So thank you, Rina. And I'll put the link to her video down below. She made a really gorgeous easel card using her Grand Nestabilities die. So I used the Scalloped square one, and it just sits up like so. And the paper collection I used from this one, which is one of my all-time favorites, is the Madeline collection. I use that one. And I just add some design paper, you can see in the inside, and then I just place 2 I'm Roses flowers. And then on the top here, I layered the design paper, and this is where I used my new embossing folder. Let's see what I do with it. 1 second here. I picked it up at Joann's, and it's a button. See that button embossing folder, and I love it. So I used that, and then I just took my sanding block to sand it, and then I stamped Stitched with Love, and then this is I'm using one of my Spellbinders die, and then this is another one of the new Gorjuss stamps, which is this guy right here. The Black Star. Super cute. Sorry for the glare. And then this right here, if you can see here, I love this technique. I buy these from Joann because it comes in a set. It's by Stampendous. It's from the Frontage collection, and it's the embossing powder. And it's really neat because it comes with 5 different colors, and it's aged silver, shabby blue, shabby pink, shabby white, and aged gold. And I love it. I use one of my I don't know if you can see in here. I use one of my charms, which is a little tiny spoon, to scoop it up. So with this really tiny spoon charm to scoop up the powder, and I love it. There's two ways that you can apply this. You can use your Versamark pad and then just, you know, edge the sides and then place the powder on top, and then you're going to heat set it from underneath the paper. Or, which is what's really cool about this, is you can use it without the Versamark. So basically, because especially when you're using an image like this, it's hard to take the Versamark and just put it and place it around the image. So basically you would just take the powder and you would just place it. I do a little at a time because especially I don't want to get it on my image. So I just place a little and then I heat set it from underneath, and then you get this effect. And that's without the Versamark. And then I just go all the way around till I'm done. So that's another way you can apply it, which is really neat. And then I just layered some flowers, and I use one of my favorite Martha Stewart leaf punches. And then I use this Spellbinders die, which I got as a gift from Amy, which is this one right here. It's called Sewing Elements. And this is a card for my mom, because my mom loves to sew. I didn't want, it's funny because my mom when I talked to my mom yesterday, she's like, oh, I really like that card that you made. And I made this for her for Mother's Day, and I didn't want to tell her, and that's why when I posted it on my Instagram and my Facebook, I didn't say it was a Mother's Day card, because my mom, she follows my Instagram and Facebook. So when I spoke to her yesterday, she was mentioning, oh, I really love the card, and I guess I couldn't hold it in any longer, so I told her it was for her. So she was really happy. So this is my Mother's Day card for my mom, because again, my mom loves to sew. So as you can see, it's a whole sewing theme on this card. So that's the other card I made. And then I made one of these card in a box, and I'll put the video tutorial that I followed. I thought it was a really awesome idea. So basically, you can, you know, it goes flat, so you could put it in an envelope, and then when you open it up, it's a box. And I thought that was super cute idea. So I used this one. I used in your collection, which is, let me get the paper here, Time Traveler's Memories, and that's also again by Prima. And I used the Gorjuss stamp, which is the same one. I used this girl right here, and I just used the coordinating adhesive chipboard pieces, and I did a lot of fussy cutting. And this is a chipboard piece. This is one of my Martha Stewart leaf punches. This is a Eiffel Tower from one of my Teresa Collins stamps. And then I just, again, a lot of fussy cutting back here. And then this is one of my bows that I created. I did a video on showing all these pre-made bows that I made to go with these Gorjuss stamps. And I picked up these ribbons from Hobby Lobby. And I used my bow doll from Blitsy.com to make these. So it's really cute. It's just a really cute card. I just love how it pops up. So that's the other card that I made. And then I made these smaller cards. Now, a lot of times I like to, when I send my mom something, sometimes I'll send it to her, I'll give it to her without a card, or just put a tag. But sometimes I just want to make a card, but I don't want to, it's hard to explain. I don't want to make, you know, a huge card, if that makes any sense. So I thought, you know, hey, why don't I use my Spellbinders die and just make a really tiny card? But, you know, because I still wanted to be able to use my stamp images. So here's one of them. Oh, I made three. I'll show you all three of them. So basically, let me get my die here. Okay, so here's the Spellbinders die. For example, this is the labels 23, okay? So you're going to take the largest one of the set. and then the second largest one. So I take the largest one and I fold it in half, and that's what creates the card slash base. So you can see it's the base, and then when you lift it up, it's also the card. And then I take the second to the largest one, which is this one right here, and I just basically place it like 1/4 into the base. You can see I only adhered it 1/4 into the base because I wanted to still have this space to be able to embellish. And then it just stands up, and then that's where you would put your stamped image. You can add some of your trim. And here I put a sentiment, thank you, and then I just layered some flowers. And it just makes a cute little card that sits up. So that's one of them, and that's using my one and only Magnolia stamp, which is Scorpio Tilda. She's really cute, so I used her on that one. And then the other one I made, which is this one, this is using the new Gorjuss girl, the fox. She's super cute, I love her. So I used that one. And this Spellbinders die is, oh gosh, it's in my, I didn't bring it, but I'll put all the information down below. So I do the same thing. I use the larger one as the base. And then you can also take the second to the largest one and layer it inside if you want. And that's what I did here. And then I just cut out one of the foxes here. And then this, the second to the largest one is also this one up here. And then you can take the third to the largest one and layer it again. And that's what I did here with this one. And then I just layered some flowers. I first cut out the little foxes, and I stamped you and me. And this is another one of my felt bows. And then this is again using that Tim Holtz Spritzer, but this time I used the distress markers, and I used, let's see, Vintage Photo and Walnut Stain. These are the two colors I used. And let's see if we can get it closer. But I love how it turned out. It's really cool on your cards. So that's the other one I made. And then, oops, the last one I made is another Spellbinders die, which is, let's see, which one is that one? That one is Labels 25, which is this one right here. And then this stamp is from Little Blue Button Stamps from Olga. It's this one right here, and this is Ragdoll Sweetheart with Banner. She's really cute. And so I placed her. She fit perfectly on the die. And then again I layered the inside. Now this die, because it has a curve on the top of the die, I just had to, I cut it straight across. You can see that here. So the ones that don't really sit up, you can just cut straight across, and then you'll see it sits up really nicely. And then I just add some Lavish Laces bows, and I use my Stampin' Up! Punch and stamped Thanks a Bunch. It's from a Dear Lizzie stamp. And then another bow, and then just do some layering, and then my Martha Stewart leaf punch. So those are my cards that I made. Again, I'll put the information down below and the video tutorial on this really cute card in a box card. And thanks everyone for watching. Bye.